Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 76. I'm your host, Rico. I'm here with...
Dayne Cody is back.
Back in action, my co-host from Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
Married.
I'm back. And married.
Married with children.
No, just married. No
That'd be pretty, that'd be pretty quick. You just came back with some adopted children you kidnapped.
That would be awkward.
So... last week, or last episode,
I saw you tried to replace me.
We never tried to replace you. We had a guest host that was adamant about us not missing the podcast, and I was
awesome.
I also did not want to miss recording either because I felt bad. It was actually bugging me all week long. Felt like something was wrong.
Fair enough.
Jude stepped up, and we recorded episode 75.
It's actually really funny because I was in Hawaii and I actually could have recorded that first week, but the internet in my hotel was so brutal that I didn't want to risk it.
No, you guys weren't doing it. Oh, yeah. May as well not have risked it.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Of course, I think I jinxed it because we were going to record episode 76 last week, which we missed. Sorry, everyone. And I think when I talked to Jude, I'm like, oh yeah, it sounded great and yada, yada, yada. It was awesome. And you down to do it again? He's like, sure. And I'm like, yeah, we've never lost an episode. I was talking at some point. I probably should have never said that and jinxed it. No, we didn't lose an episode. Unfortunately, I couldn't remove the noise. I think his gain was like on auto on his laptop, and it was going a little
brutal.
It sounded good, and then it got lots of background noise, and it sounded good. And it was just annoying because it was like in and out.
Right.
And I couldn't.
You couldn't scrub it?
I couldn't scrub it.
That's too bad.
I maybe could have, but I didn't have the time. I couldn't do it.
Fair enough. Your dad and stuff.
So that episode is now lost to the void.
The bits and the bytes?
Yeah. I still have it on my hard drive, but and it was a good show too. God damn it. It was like a really good episode.
That's too bad.
We will talk about a lot of the stuff that we talked about last week. So you're back from Hawaii.
I am.
Was it 2 weeks?
I was gone for a full 2 weeks, man. So, left on Monday, returned on Monday. It was glorious. Yeah. Beach, sand, sun, a tropical storm. We had a little bit of everything.
Nice.
It's wonderful. I think I said it before, but I think this was the first time ever. I think the first time ever I'd taken 2 weeks off of work to go on vacation at one time.
I can't remember the last time I took 2 weeks off.
I always take add a couple of days onto like a long weekend here and add a few days here, and that I kind of do that usually. So this was like the first time that I just took a big block of time, and it was good. It was really good. So lots of
2 weeks in Hawaii once. We're usually around 10 days for whatever weird reason.
Yeah,
we usually do 10-day trips.
Yeah, that makes sense because you get like the 2 weekends plus the week in there.
Yeah, it's but we haven't done a 2-weeker in a while just because my wife has less vacation than I do. So
that's it.
That also affects it as well.
Fair enough.
So usually on the show, I didn't get into it. We get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, games, gadgets, toys, whatever the hell we like.
Stuff.
We talk about Dayne's vacation, his wedding. We open the show with what you've been playing, catch up on what games we've been playing. I assume you did not play very many.
You assume right.
Get into some news. And then our free-for-all section where we talk about whatever. And then sometimes we have our bonus designated drinking section where Dayne enlightens us to what wonderful cocktail he may be sipping on this evening.
I am actually drinking an Angry Orchard Hoppin' Mad Apple Hard Cider.
Nice.
Yeah, a little out of my usual Roadhouse, but thought I'd try something new. Feeling a little bit lighter. You know, got a little bit of a scratch in my throat. So
Hoppin' cider?
It's like they make an apple cider, but they actually add hops to it, so it's got a little bit of hoppiness to it, and it doesn't just taste like apple juice. It's kind of nice. It's not overly overpowering or anything like that, but it just kind of adds a little bit of nice flavor to it. So
cool. Yeah. I aim to disappoint as always, and I'm drinking lame-ass iced tea, but there was something weird in my iced tea, and I don't know what it was or where it came from, so now I'm kind of weary to finish the rest of it.
Uh-oh.
It just had a floaty in it, and I don't even know what it was.
Oh. Extra protein, maybe?
Strange.
Hard to say. Yeah, no. I did bring back some what looks to be phenomenal scotch from the duty free, so I'm pretty excited to try that, but
save that for another show?
Oh, yes, definitely. It's picked up some Glenfiddich 19-year special edition, or I should say limited edition, some scotch, so.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
So, I played a few games while you were gone.
Excellent. I would expect you to.
Obviously, moving into our what you've been playing section. For Honor had an alpha while you were gone.
I know, I saw that, and I was super disappointed. I was like, oh, sweet, I'll totally get in on that, not realizing that it was literally while I was there. So yeah,
just a closed alpha. It was basically what we played at PAX with no limits.
Oh, okay.
You could play the 3 modes.
Nice.
Is it 3 modes? I think it was 3 modes to your heart's content, and it actually had some of the unlockables and gear that you can equip as well. So you can
very cool.
See how the loot drops kind of work.
Sweet.
In there. It had the 3 classes, and then there's like specialized versions of those classes.
Right.
I didn't get far enough into unlocking one of those.
Interesting.
I didn't play as much as I would have liked to, but I did play a bit. I also was a lot better than when we played at PAX, having an idea of what to do.
Yeah.
I was pulling off executions and luring guys and pushing guys. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
So if you're just tuning in and you missed our PAX podcast where we talked about For Honor, it's Vikings versus Knights versus Samurais, multiplayer, and there's a single-player campaign, apparently, that involves the 3 factions. It is a third-person fighting game, 3D third-person fighting game.
Yeah, I mean, it's got some Dynasty Warriors-esque gameplay.
But it's not a button masher. It involves stances.
Yeah.
Switching up your stance. Also heavy light attacks. You have 3 stances: your left stance, forward stance, or up, and right. And there's an indicator that shows you how you're holding your sword, like to your left, right, or like up, forward. And basically, you can see the enemy's stance as well. And if they attack you and you're in the same position, you'll automatically block. So you can string moves together and mix them up and make little combos. And meanwhile, if you're really good, you can tell which direction it's coming from, and you could essentially block it all if you're really good at this game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you need to mix it up so you can attack your foe, because obviously they're not going to just sit there and let you hit them. They're going to block some of the attacks. But
you also have a guard break as well, right?
Yeah.
So you can throw that into the mix. So if the guy is if you're getting close and he continues to just block, and he's doing a really good job of that. If you're in close enough, you can hit your guard break and it'll like kind of rushes forward, and you're sort of stunned for a moment, so you can kind of get in like a quick jab. I don't know if you'd have enough time to get a full heavy attack in, but you can definitely get a quick attack in.
Yeah, it breaks their attack and lets you get a counter attack in.
Yeah, exactly.
You can also, if someone's turtling up defensively, that's when you can also grab and throw them.
Right.
And then obviously the Viking has like a charge that they can do, which will slam enemies in the walls or onto the ground and stuff. I don't know if the Knight has one.
Right.
I think that's specific to the Viking, which I never played. I only played as the Knight and the Samurai because I liked them. But
I think each class has like sort of a special unique thing. Because like the samurai, you can pull out and use his. He's got like a pistol that he can pull out and like shoot at, right? Or sorry, not a pistol, crossbow.
And they got like smoke grenades. There's little abilities that charge up as you're been fighting and killing guys.
Yeah, exactly.
That you use on the D-pad. I didn't unlock, and you can customize them almost like a loadout too, which you can do in the alpha.
Oh, neat. Okay.
I really like that game. I think it's going to be cool. I'm definitely going to pick it up. The multiplayer is totally different than anything else, which I like, and it's going to have a campaign, so that's going to be cool to check out.
Yeah, I had a really good... like we kind of said before, it had a kind of a Dynasty Warriors crossed with Bushido Blade sort of feel to it, where, you know, you didn't have a ton of health and stuff, and you could really get in there, and your battle could be over pretty quick with somebody else, which was kind of neat, and it was very sort of felt skill-based, kind of like the old Bushido Blade did, where you could block some stuff, but then at the same time, like all of a sudden, you know, you could get in there and, you know, guard break or whatever, and that could be the end of it, which was cool. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. I do. I like the combat. I like the feel. It just feels nice and solid.
Yeah.
The movement and the attacks, and button mashing will most likely not get you anywhere. You can button mash against the AI soldiers that appear on the battlefield and on one of the points, which is like a push-pull area of the map where you help your soldiers push forward, and the more you kill of them, your guys push forward and you capture that point, and the other points are like your regular capture points where you just have to be on with no one else and hold it.
Right.
But, geez, where was I going to go with what you were saying? When there's like, it can get pretty difficult, like taking on two guys.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
a very good idea. Though, I saw a guy on a clip on YouTube. I don't know who it was. He took on like three guys.
Oh,
like
wow.
three human players. Like with skilled blocking and like just positioning and throwing enemies around. That was awesome. That was really cool to watch, because knowing that is very hard to do.
Right.
Like taking on three guys, you should just die.
Yeah, no, it should be very quick.
and this guy was like amazing. It was almost like, you know, a fight scene in Conan the Barbarian or something.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I think is really neat. Like, Dynasty Warriors made you feel like a total badass. You run onto the battlefield and there's
crazy attacks. Yeah.
Yeah. But like in this, it's like you still have that element where you're throwing like dudes around and you're cutting through swaths of guys. But there's a lot more technical sort of play to it, especially once you get into the either other players or sort of boss characters, if you will. And I really liked that about this, because it kind of gave it that depth that was almost missing from sort of your standard Dynasty Warriors game.
Yeah. Those games, I'm sure, have their level of depth, which I've never been able to get into, because I just feel like it's button mashing and then crazy super move. There's no real skill to it.
Yeah.
You just choose what kind of crazy move you're going to do, and that the battlefield erupts with, you know, people getting killed. But yeah, the alpha was good. It ran well. I got in, no problems. It was an alpha. The game comes out in February. I'm sure they're taking feedback from what people said. I think they even changed some balance on some stuff like within the couple days that it was open.
Oh, wow.
And then obviously complaints of some stuff that people brought to their attention that was unbalanced. I can't think of any personal examples right now, but I know I saw on Twitter like people talking about stuff and like, yeah, we heard about that. We're hearing you guys. Thanks. And So that's cool. That game's cool. I'm looking forward to that game. I started playing Pokemon Go again. Stupid game.
Oh, don't tell me you bought one of the, what are they called? The pluses or whatever?
I bought one of the Pokemon Go Plus adapters. So, and I talked about this last week in the missing episode.
Okay, you gotta explain this to me, man. So what the hell does it actually do?
It's a Bluetooth little dongle that you can wear on a bracelet.
Right.
Or it has a belt clip on it. So what I do is I clip it onto my hat, and then I can see it and feel it vibrate. Actually, it's really strong. It looks like a Pokeball in the shape of a Google Maps pin. So that's where it has that weird teardrop. It actually is the Google Maps pin icon as a Pokeball. And it has one little button in the middle of it.
Interesting.
So when you launch Pokemon Go, you go to your settings, you turn on Pokemon Go Plus, and you'll see an icon in the game appear that resembles the Pokemon Go Plus. And you tap on it, and then it says searching for Pokemon Go Plus accessory, and you hit the button and it syncs.
Okay.
So now what happens is you can actually lock your phone.
Oh, fantastic.
The game will actually run in the background now, something that is impossible for Android apps to do without a $44 Bluetooth dongle. So the game will actually let you lock it and will, count your steps and so forth, which it doesn't do unless you have one of these, which is really dumb to begin with. But
so you mean to tell me that you can actually like hatch eggs and stuff just walking around with this thing on?
Yeah, because it keeps the game active, whereas before you had to have the screen on. So that's one of the things it helps with, just the tracking for the eggs. And what it does is it does a couple things. It blinks green when a Pokemon you've caught before is in the vicinity.
Okay.
So you can do one of two things. You can pull out your phone, go into the game, and catch the Pokemon like you would any other time.
Okay.
Use raspberries, whatever. Or you can just choose to hit the button. When you hit the button, what happens is it'll blink white 3 times or less if the Pokemon runs away. It simulates the, when you throw the Pokeball and it shakes 3 times until it like locks and catches the Pokemon.
Right.
That's what the 3 blinking lights are. And then it goes into a rainbow color. Yay! It goes all rainbow colored, green, yellow, all kinds of colors. It goes crazy. That means you caught the Pokemon. Meanwhile, the phone's in your pocket the whole time. And or it blinks red and shakes twice and they ran away. So this is good for grinding out experience without having to pull your phone out and look like a jackass. And that's for Pokemon you've already caught.
Right.
Now, if there's a Pokemon in the vicinity that you've never caught before, it'll blink yellow.
Oh, okay.
I have not seen that yet because I have a lot of Pokemon. Like a lot of the stuff I don't have is the rare stuff.
Right.
Like I have I think my Pokedex is at 107 now. So a lot of the stuff I have left is just not your run-of-the-mill Pokemon.
Right, okay.
So I've never seen the yellow light. And then the other thing it does is it blinks blue. When you're in the vicinity of a Pokestop, you can click it, and then it grabs the items at the Pokestop without you having to pull out your phone. So
you can kind of essentially play the entire game without pulling the phone out.
You can play
through colored things.
You can not play the game with this adapter. So I started playing it tons because this thing's great. Because the phone can be running the game in the background, and I can actually play while driving around. Like I don't have to look at my phone. I just feel a vibration and I push the button.
Oh, jeez.
In my first day, I caught something like 40 Pokemon. So that's a lot. That's a lot of experience. I went halfway I was like start level 22. I'm halfway through 22.
Wow.
And I've hatched tons of eggs just because of the accuracy on just tracking more steps because the app is running in the background.
Right.
It's a neat thing. It's expensive, but it definitely brought me back in the game. Hopefully I see some yellows soon. And the only problem I have now is when you catch common Pokemon, it only throws a regular ball.
Oh.
So now I'm running out of regular Pokeballs quite often but I'm also catching so many Pokemon.
So if it's a Pokemon that pops up, you're not able to. Well, I guess you can open the app and see what it is.
Yeah, and use like Ultra Balls or Great Balls, but it just throws a regular ball. If it's green, it's something you caught before, so it helps you grind out. Like, say you need just candy, right, from catching stuff you've already caught to evolve, and that's actually how I've gotten 4 new Pokemon just because I've gotten enough candy from catching stuff that I normally don't care to have the phone open all the time to check to catch these stupid annoying ones that I've already caught. So it's true. I think it's neat. It's a neat little device. There's a couple things I don't like.
The fact that they could have just built that into your Android watch and released an app that you could have bought for $2.
That's a thing. At the Apple iPhone 7 press conference, they announced that coming to Apple Watch.
Right.
Data miners saw that there's hooks in there for Android Wear coming. So I'm going to guess if you have an Android Wear watch, you'll probably be able to get this exact same functionality without the Pokemon Go Plus.
Because that was kind of my thing from the day one. Like,
I know. It's like,
I think the Pokemon Go Plus is great for people who don't have either Android Wear or an Apple an Apple Watch. I think that's great. But if you do, I feel like, why not, charge me $2 or, for an app or whatever that I can just download and have it on my wrist all the time.
I imagine it'll be free. I don't think they charge. I don't know if the Apple Watch functionality is even out because I don't have an Apple Watch, but
I don't believe it is. I believe they said they were working on it.
Yeah. So, like data miners found out that there's hooks for Android Wear, so I'm pretty sure it's coming as well. Probably maybe a little after the Apple Watch version, or at the same time. Who knows? In one of the next updates.
So where'd you pick up your Pokemon Go Plus at?
I got it from Amazon.
Ah, okay.
No, I actually did not get it from Amazon. I got it from EB Games. I walked in on the day that they launched on September 16th. I see. Okay. And they just had them. They didn't have many. They're gone. You can't. If they pop up now, they instantly sell out. They're like pretty hot item right now. So that's a neat little thing. Right. This got me playing the game again, and I'm actually making progress. And it's like very low effort.
I hate that.
It's dumb that
I hate that I very well may go buy this.
Yeah, good luck. I was talking about complaints. The device is nice. It's made nice. The vibration's really strong. The light is very vibrant. Like it's it's like it seems solid. I've dropped it a few times. It hasn't even gotten dented or scratched.
Oh, that's good.
The thing that's dumb about it is it runs off I think a CR 2025 watch. It's a watch battery.
Oh, really? So it's not like there's no you got to
there's no micro USB. There's no rechargeability. So you can't just
recharge it. How long does it last? How many? I don't know. Gone through.
I've been using it pretty consistently for the last week and a half.
Okay.
And it's still very strong vibration and working just fine. I think you can buy those batteries pretty cheap off of Amazon or eBay, but at the same time, then you got to pop it open, put in a battery. It would have been nice if it was rechargeable. I guess it was to keep the cost down. And the other complaint is apparently if you lose GPS connection or like your GPS location gets phased out, I guess the app craps out for whatever reason.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So the Pokemon Plus seems to lose connection if you lose your GPS. So I guess if you walk inside certain buildings or it gets blocked for whatever reason, as once in a while I've noticed and it buzzes when it loses connection with a red light.
Okay.
So does it
use the GPS on your phone or does it use its own GPS?
No, it's using it on the phone. It's just the app itself. I think something happens with Pokemon Go Plus when it loses GPS connectivity. I don't know if it's just a bug or something.
Interesting.
It hasn't happened often, but it has happened. But it does vibrate and blink with red lights, and it's like, hey, it kind of lets you know because it's a little different than all the other buzzing and vibration it does. And then so that's Pokemon Go Plus. Kind of neat. Overpriced, but whatever.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean...
and it's made by Nintendo, so this is where Nintendo's going to make its F-ton of money.
Right.
In relation to Pokemon
creating
Go,
an app that or creating a device that cost them $5 to make, but sell them for $50.
Yeah, pretty much.
$44, so $45, sorry.
I also played a bunch of Destiny Rise of Iron.
Dude, okay, so... I downloaded this yesterday, and there was so many freaking updates that I needed to do to my Destiny in order to get it up to date by the time it was all done, my wife got home and I never got a chance to actually play it.
Yeah, I think it's like, if you haven't played Destiny in a while, I think it's like 30 plus gigs.
Yeah, it was huge. It was ridiculous. So I did actually purchase it. I did download it. I haven't had a chance. Yesterday I did have the day off, just kind of as a day, because we got back from Hawaii like super late Monday night. So I didn't get home till like almost 2 a.m. So I had taken so I took yesterday off work as well, because I anticipated that being a gong show.
Yeah.
But by the time like my Destiny was, by the time I got up and did whatever and unpacked some shit, and and then I realized, oh, Destiny Rise of Iron is out. Shit, I need to get that. Yeah. My wife had a short day at work, and that was kind of the end of that. So I've totally got it sitting there, and I haven't actually played it yet.
Yeah, Rise of Iron.
That's the thing.
It's new Destiny content.
Right.
If you hate Destiny, I don't think
this will not change your mind.
This will not change anything for you.
Okay, fair enough.
If you like Destiny, then this will probably make you happy and depressed.
Really?
All at the same time.
Oh,
I'll get to that. So there's a new campaign.
Okay.
There's a completely new strike and a couple remixed strikes, and then a raid, of course. So opening story mission. I think there's 2 missions you have to do before the new public space opens up, which is the Iron Mountain. It's the temple, the Iron Guardians or Iron Lord Temple. Right. It's kind of cool. They have like a Cryptarch, bounty guy, postmaster. There's a new character, a hunter. I can't remember his freaking name right now, who gives you quests. So there's weekly quests for Rise of Iron.
Right.
There's new, I believe there's new bounties. There's definitely new patrols in the new area, the Plague Land. So there's a whole new area, play space on Earth called the Plague Lands.
Right.
It opens up, which has, a bunch of bounties. It's where one of the strikes takes place. They have a new Archon's Forge, which is like the Court of Oryx on the Dreadnought.
Ooh.
If you remember that.
Yeah.
Just random challenges with boss fights and escalating difficulty of enemies and rewards.
Right, okay.
So, yeah, it's more Destiny. There's little changes to the interface, not really anything major. The major stuff happened back in, I want to say, April, when they did the infusion, where you infuse an item with the light level of a certain item. That's what it comes out as.
Right.
This
is great, because I haven't actually touched Destiny in months, right?
It has the Rise of Iron record book. So what they've done is they created a book that has all kinds of challenges and basically missions in it. And as you complete them, you get experience. And as you level up the book, you get rewards. And this is how you unlock the really cool armor that you saw from the trailers with like all the flames and wolves and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of neat. So there's like a page dedicated to the Plague Lands, which involves like doing Archon's Forge, and doing bounties, doing public events, and all kinds of stuff that involve the Plague Lands area. There's a page for the Crucible, which revolves mainly around plane supremacy.
Right, okay.
The new mode, which is really good. I like. And then there's a general page that has to do with exotic quests and finishing the campaign and some other bigger long-term missions that are part of Rise of Iron.
Right, okay.
And as you complete them, you get experience, and it levels up the book. And then, step 1, level 1, you get a little package which can contain, I guess, like boosts, 3 of coins, stuff like that. Level 2, I think you get gloves first. And then like level 4, you get boots. Level 6, you get chest. Level
Oh, I see what you're saying. So like
8,
every so many levels, you get like a new piece. Okay.
Level 8, you get a ghost. Level 10, you get a helmet. I just got the whole set. I think my book is level 10 or level 11. Level 12 is like a shotgun. Level 14 is, I can't remember. 16 is like a ship. And then there's an ornament which unlocks the flames and stuff for your new armor. And then there's I think an emblem and a skin or whatever you call it. That you change the colors and shit. Whatever you call it. I can't remember.
Dyes or whatever.
So yeah, there's like a lot of stuff to do in terms of classic Destiny, grinding out the existing content. There's like one where you have to do 20 strikes and so forth. Wow. Yeah, it's cool to be back.
Strikes.
The campaign is pretty neat. It culminates in the strike or there's a new area, new boss, and then basically it's like, okay, now go do the raid.
Right.
Quite easily by the time you get out of the story mode, you'll be at like light level 340.
Okay.
So there's no new levels. You're still level 40, and it's just basically a new light level cap.
Oh, so they just increased the light level?
Yeah.
Do we know what they've increased it to yet? Like,
I can't remember if it's 385 or 400.
Wow. I'm at like 270 something, I think.
Oh, wow. You will probably gear up pretty quick. Can't remember what the first mission's requirements are. So yeah, the campaign was cool. I
heard it was very short.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not as big as Taken King, so I'm kind of disappointed because it's been a whole year.
Because like Taken King, like that was a good 6 or 8 hours of like single player like story mode.
Yeah,
there was a good story chunk to it.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think it's a lot better. Not that this one's bad. This is good. It's just Taken King was really freaking good.
Right.
Like, Taken King was really good. So this is totally acceptable. It's not bad by any means, but it's kind of disappointing because Taken King was so good.
And I mean, it isn't like it's cheap either. I mean, it is $40.
Yeah, it's $30 in the States, $40 in Canada. So I'm happy because I'm playing more Destiny because I really like Destiny. I've gotten a couple quests. I've gotten a couple of the new exotics.
Nice.
I'm working on getting up to the raid. I just hit 350 last night. After 340, it really slows down, and it's kind of a grind now because blue engrams are like hard capped at 340.
Oh, interesting.
And then strike boss rewards, the unencrypted engrams that bosses and stuff drop can be higher. So I had a bunch of blues and got a couple legendaries and squeaked my way up to 350. But it's definitely not very quick. I can't do Nightfalls yet until I hit 360. I can maybe try. I'm sure it would be pretty difficult at this point. But the 350 I can do. Well, I was doing the heroic strike list at 345, even though it says you need 350, and it wasn't hard. I wasn't dying any worse than anyone else that was in there, and they were above 350.
Right.
Some of the new guns are really cool. I really like.
To be fair, you also play a shitload of Destiny.
I do play it. I'm going to post a picture on Twitter, and I'll probably post on the Facebook. I fucking wrecked shop in the Crucible. I haven't played in like 6 months. And I have a screenshot of the ending match results.
Yeah,
I had like 27 kills. My kill death ratio was like above 4.0.
Wow,
I wrecked frickin' shop. It was awesome. It was so good.
That's dope.
And
man.
I finished top of the ladder not once, a bunch of times.
Really?
I'm using the new exotic Kostov. It's not hard to get that quest. You'll end up getting it quite easily if you do the story mode.
Okay.
It's an auto rifle based off of the very first gun that you pick up in the game when the single player campaign, like original Destiny.
Oh wow.
And they made an exotic out of that gun.
That's kind of cool.
And it's pretty awesome. It's an auto rifle, and I feel like it hits like a truck. It has pretty decent range.
I like the auto rifles.
Yeah. That's the gun I was using in Crucible, and I was just wrecking shop. The new Supremacy mode, which is a new mode they add to Crucible, is really cool. It's basically like what's the one that drops the tags in Call of Duty?
Oh,
Kill confirmed.
Oh, okay.
It's like kill. It's basically like kill confirmed. When you kill an enemy, they drop an emblem, and if you pick it up, the kill counts for 2 points. And or if they grab it, they deny. You get no points if the enemy grabs it.
Oh, okay.
They deny you, so you have to pick up the tag to get the kill, the points. So it's really cool because it's everyone. Your team seems to roll good teams. When I'm playing with good teams, we're rolling around in a crew. There's no lone stragglers, and you get into a rhythm of just like you're just rolling around the map, just destroying fools. So it's a little different than what's the other mode? Control. Yeah, it's a little different than Control with the A, B, and C points, which also has good teamwork too, but not quite the same as this. So the new mode's cool, but I'm playing this tons. I'm grinding out. I want to do the raid. Everyone says the raid's the best one. Like it's on par with like Vault of Glass, if not better.
Yeah, I've heard very good things about this new raid,
which is a good thing. So I want to do the raid because there's also an exotic that's hidden in the raid. So you have to do the raid to get one of the new exotics. And I'm playing it every day, and all I want to do is play more.
Well, that's a good sign, at least for now, anyways.
So the thing, like I said, is if you don't like Destiny, they haven't reinvented the wheel. They're not doing anything really for new people. This is just a love affair or a love letter for the current fans. They've added some hardcore stuff to appease them.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, this is kind of the last bit of Destiny, right? Like from here we get Destiny 2, right?
Yeah, we can talk about it now. We have it in our news, and may as well, since we're talking about it, let's get rid of the Destiny talk now. There's Jason over at Kotaku, Jason Schreier, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Quite often our Destiny breaking news man on the internet works at Kotaku. And there's a rumor and sources have confirmed that he's done some digging for number one, that Destiny 2 is going to be on PC. And then it's going to be almost...
Dude, if that's the case, that would be amazing.
And then it's going to be like a new game. And it's probably going to end up leaving behind a lot of stuff from the Destiny we know today. Now, that's a good thing and or a bad thing, depending on how you feel.
I feel like as long as they cut the right stuff and keep the right stuff, hell yeah.
There's not a lot.
I mean, we've said it before. Destiny is the best, bad game,
There's just so much potential, and everyone who loves Destiny recognizes what it can be, what it is, and what it's lacking.
It's because the shooting in Destiny is amazing, and you have moments in Destiny that are unreal.
Yeah, the raids
awesome,
are freaking cool.
It's just that everything else is kind of yeah. So I mean, if they can fix that, awesome.
So there's not a lot of detail. We knew Destiny 2 was supposed to be out. This was supposed to be Destiny 2.
Right.
This was supposed to be an expansion for the Taken King era. Right?
Right.
But they needed more time, and they pushed back Destiny 2, which is hopefully going to come out next year. The good news about Destiny 2 is that the head designer that was working on Taken King, executive producer, I should say, Luke Smith, who had a huge hand in the Taken King, which was freaking amazing.
Right.
Basically, he's the man in charge.
Oh, heck yeah.
Of Destiny 2. So
I really hope that turns out awesome for all of us then.
So that makes me excited. And there's some quotes here like Destiny 2 is a completely different game. The Taken King was a reboot for Destiny 1 to fix the small things. And Destiny 2 is going to be an overhaul to fix the big things. So that's good news. That's positive. And yeah, on PC, that's cool. It being a new game, I'm all for it as long as they keep the solid shooting. I would like to bring my character forward. I'm not going to be too butthurt about losing items and stuff. I understand if they totally revamp stuff that some of the weapons can't come forward. But as long as my character progress or something, or I'm rewarded for the time I put into the original game,
that would be cool.
Then I won't be too upset. But either way, if it just has the shooting and everything else is new, pretty sure I'm gonna be happy. I don't think you can make a worse game by putting it in the oven and getting the producer of the best part of Destiny to date making the sequel.
And then if they release it on PC and I can play with a mouse and keyboard, I'm all in, man. I'm all in.
Yeah, saves us from buying mouse and keyboard adapters for our system. And yeah, I had another story in the news. We could just gloss over. Destiny players solved this crazy ass puzzle that, if you're interested, I shared it on the Facebook and it'll be in the podcast notes. They unlocked this insane puzzle.
Yeah, this gun looks crazy.
Yeah, that rewards an exotic pulse rifle, which is the one I was talking to that you need to do the raid. It's just crazy. And it was it was hive-minded by a bunch of people out there. There was a bunch of spreadsheets and math and crazy stuff these guys had to do to figure this out. And
the full walkthrough is insane.
Yeah, it's just nuts. Destiny fans are crazy. But see, that's the game. The game does this to its players. They love it so much and they hate it so much all at the same time.
Well, and it also doesn't help that that's the type of stuff that Bungie puts into their game. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's the crazy part, right?
Yeah. And that's pretty much all I played. I was hoping to play some Forza Horizon 3. I didn't get it, but I was hoping to magically get it from our friends at Microsoft. But I did not. Maybe I might still. I don't know. What else? FIFA I was hoping to play. There was a glitch that FIFA was $0 on the PSN. That lasted about 20 minutes, and I got in on that. But, of course, when the game launched and I went to go launch it, because it preloaded and everything, so it was it looked legit. I'm like, sweet, I just got FIFA 17 for free, but when I went and launched it on Tuesday, it's like, no, you need to purchase this. So they went back and fixed that, which sucks, because I'm like, oh, man. I don't know, to be honest. I'd been playing so much Destiny. I'm like, I was thinking about buying FIFA. I'm like, it has a campaign mode and I haven't played it in a while. I'm like, I'm just not going to play it. So I'll just wait a couple weeks when it's on sale for $40, which I'm sure it will be.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still have yet to be able to get into sports games. I don't know what the deal is.
The only ones I could get into were FIFA and hockey, but
I kind of got into hockey at one point where my roommate at the time and I played some hockey, but it just, I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea.
No, I'm not a huge sports fan either. The only one I really play now was FIFA, and I barely play that. So let's move into the news.
What do we got for news?
So Sony's boss, first party, what is he? The president of First Party Studios? What is his title? Sony Worldwide Studios president. Shuhei Yoshida. Many of us who are friends with him call him Shu. I've never met him. But anyway, a lot of people call him that. Kind of threw Sean Murray and is it Happy Games? Is that the studio? What's the studio that makes No Man's Sky?
I want to say Happy Games is somehow involved.
I'm pretty sure that's the name of the freaking studio. Why am I brain farting right now?
I don't know.
So basically, he was in an interview. I don't know if this is a Gamescom or was it Tokyo Game Show. And they asked him about his thoughts on No Man's Sky, which Sony helped to market and publish. And he basically said he understands some of the criticisms. And he kind of threw Sean Murray and them under the bus, and that he's like, yeah, it wasn't a great PR strategy. And he didn't have a PR person helping him. And, you know, Andy's an indie developer, so, like, really? You guys put it on the E3 stage. You guys maybe should have reeled him in or helped him out. I don't think he got his own ass onto Jimmy Fallon and whatever other talk shows he got onto and stages that he got onto. So it's just kind of a douchey move. And I don't know, I bring this story up because Sony's kind of been on the douche path lately with also not allowing mods for Fallout 4 and then just having a terrible press conference for the PlayStation 4 Pro. And then this, like, well, you know, it wasn't great PR. Like,
this was, I
kind of shitty.
I read this story and it was like, I don't know, like, yeah, it was. I almost wondered, like, part of what I got out of it too, though, was that even from their perspective, from Sony's perspective, he was kind of saying, like, look, even from our end, it wasn't a great PR strategy. Like, they're not the only ones that effed it up. Also, you know, I at least that's kind of what I got. You know, it's,
and then,
yeah, I don't know. Yes, like I don't. The whole No Man's Sky thing is. I have a hard time with it because, like, at the end of the day, it's just the expectations for that game were so high that there's no way that anybody could have released what people were hoping it was going to be.
Yeah.
You know, and yes, he didn't have his own PR person. You know, he sounded like he was promising more features. You know, it wasn't a great PR strategy, but also Sony wasn't really helping it be a great PR strategy either.
Yeah, they could have roped him in. They could have signed someone to him.
Yeah.
They could have, like, they made the effort to put it on their stage. So it's just really shitty that they kind of threw him under the bus.
Yeah, that's, you know, it's interesting that
Shui didn't take any of the blame because they pretty much had a big hand in it getting out of control. You know what basically this also is a sneak preview as to what's going to happen with Last Guardian.
Yeah, well, I find this interesting because, like, I read another interview with one of the Sony European executives where he took a lot more sort of responsibility and said, like, look, you know, we didn't do a very good job showing the game off. We didn't do a very good job mitigating expectations. And he actually took quite a bit of, you know, blame, if you will, on Sony's end. So it's kind of interesting to see that, you know, I didn't read Yoshida's full interview, so I can't really say. But I definitely know that, you know, another executive was definitely sort of saying, like, yeah, this was partly on us as well. Like, this was, you know, this was definitely a team failure, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. It's kind of disappointing that he didn't do that, but
yeah.
Oh well. They've also gone like radio silent. Like it's been a while now, and there's been no new features, and they've been working on bug fixes and so forth. But I don't know. I'm starting to have doubts that much else is going to happen, and I feel like they're going to just crawl under a rock and disappear.
Yeah, I think ultimately, if you're a game developer, well, not even just a game developer, I think being very transparent about this stuff is super important.
Yeah,
I think that if you don't want, you know, people to get choked at you and, you know, say that you're, you know, lying to them and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, I feel like you just need to get out ahead of this stuff right away and be like, hey, this is the reality. This is the truth. This is what's actually going on. This is what we're working on. This is what's taking time. We've gotten stuck here. Like, just being honest goes so far. You know, it's when you try to do, you know, go radio silent and not doing anything that you tend to have these types of problems where people have no idea what's going on, and then they start to talk, and then, and by you not saying anything and getting out in front of it and being honest, people just, okay, well, it must be right then. They're not saying that this isn't right, or they're not saying that it is, so we can pretty much say whatever we want, and it just kind of spirals out of control.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is, I totally think, kind of what happened with these guys. And then on top of that, I think that they heavily underestimated the passion of the video game populace. I think when they started realizing like how passionate people were, they were kind of in a bad spot, and that's when they should have just started explaining what was going on and why they were having problems, but instead they kind of got quiet, which made things worse. And then I think they didn't have any real idea of like, holy crap, this really blew up in our face.
Yeah.
So,
and like I said, I have a strong feeling this is just a sneak preview of what's going to happen with The Last Guardian.
Well, I don't know. I think
it's the same thing. It's a game that's been developed for so long. People have their expectations. They haven't done the exact same thing by putting this game on pedestals and showing it off like crazy, but I'm sure it's going to get some backlash as well.
I want The Last Guardian to be great because I would love it to come out and to be fantastic. But if, time has shown us a game being in the oven too long, I think you can burn it. And, we've seen that time and again with multiple games that, have been in the oven for way too long.
Yep. Not in long enough.
Very rarely does it come out, well. Yeah. There are exceptions, but overall, usually it's a bad indication of this is a mess and they've tried to restart it too many times, or they've tried to add too many things, or in the end, they had to cut too many things to actually get the game out,
Yeah,
so
that was a perfect analogy. It's like it's either been in too long and got burnt, or it hasn't been in long enough and it comes out raw.
Yep, totally true.
Let's move on. FIFA YouTuber prosecuted under new gaming law. So I put this story in here because this kind of relates to the Counter-Strike Go douchebags. And that this YouTuber in the UK, Nepenthe, I don't know how to pronounce a stupid name because it's fucking stupid. He does a similar thing. I don't know if he runs the site or if he just did a lot of videos and streaming and YouTube videos with him gambling in-game currency and on like ultimate team packs. This is kind of a thing that happens in FIFA.
Right.
Almost like the skin and gun thing in Counter-Strike. A little different, but very similar. He's actually been charged and going to court.
Wow.
He's been prosecuted under Britain's Gambling Act for promoting gambling in-game.
Interesting.
With the microtransactions and the in-game items and like basically promoting gambling. And yeah, he's going to court in October. He could go to jail and or pay very big fines. And,
interesting. Has this just got to do with the fact that like he's...
It's the same thing.
Gambling's great, but he's
like,
not.
Yeah, he's like, I don't think he is as douchebaggy as the other fuckers with Counter-Strike, and that he ran a website. I just think that maybe got some attention to this kind of stuff, and he's just one of the first ones that's gotten taken down, because people sell this stuff for a lot of money. Apparently, like the FIFA black market is freaking huge, like very huge, probably even bigger than the Counter-Strike skin scene.
Wow.
And he's essentially doing the same thing, promoting gambling online. And he's a YouTube guy, and YouTube streamers and so forth. The majority of your fans tend to be younger. That's the generation that's watching this stuff. So they see you win $1,000 on skins. They want to go run out and do it. But in their case,
not only that, they're probably underage, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the biggest thing. They're underage. You're promoting gambling to people who can't gamble. Whether you're not specifically promoting to them, you don't have the necessary means to not get the message to them. So,
you're not doing age gating and various things like that to make sure that you're not pushing to them.
So you're breaking the law. And you know what? That's awesome. So I don't know if he's a cool guy or not. I'm sure he's fine. But you know what? fuck you for illegal gambling. Same with the other guys. Hopefully those guys get screwed, and I don't think they have yet, but I know they got court cases against them, but I haven't heard about prosecution and stuff with them yet. Which, I'm pretty sure with all that stuff that's happening, it's coming. Like the cat's out of the bag. You've been avoiding taxes. You've been promoting gambling. You've probably broken a lot of laws. And the arrogance of all these guys. That's the thing. All these guys online, when people said, hey, you're breaking the law, all of them were like, yeah, fuck off. Let me worry about it. You go bug someone else. Like, karma's a bitch.
Right.
Because Dayne loves Amiibo so much. I thought I'd talk about them. The Zelda Breath of the Wild Amiibo came up on Nintendo France's website briefly.
I saw that.
With a release date of March 4th, I want to say it was. I think it's March 4th. Europeans and their dates, they do it backwards. The new ones for Breath of the Wild were up there with the date of March 4th. And basically... those are for the new game, so rumor is the game's... Well, we already knew the game. We had an idea the game was coming in March, and possibly the NX is coming to March, and we're still waiting for any info on that.
I still can't believe you've got a console possibly launching in March, and they have yet to even show it at all to anything.
It's 6 months from now. Within 6 months.
I mean, that's unprecedented. That's never happened before.
Maybe it's not launching in March. Maybe it's going to be next fall. Maybe it's been pushed. Who knows? I'm dying. I want to know what's going on with that thing. Speaking of the NX,
maybe the Zelda will come out for the Wii U, and then the NX one will come out later with the NX.
Speaking of the NX, Pokemon CEO adds more fuel to NX console hybrid handheld speculation, saying that we're making a game for the NX. The NX. The NX is trying to change the concept of what it means to be a home console device and or handheld device.
Right.
Told in an interview. And that they're making games for it. So, that just obviously confirms more speculation about what we were all thinking or hearing about the leaking of, the detachable controllers / home hybrid console. So, God damn it, Nintendo, have your freaking... Nintendo Direct and let us know. Let us quit speculating and fucking trying to figure out what's going on with this thing.
Everybody wants to know.
What?
I'm just super
moving
curious.
Stuff around here. We already talked about Destiny, so I'll move that. PlayStation Experience 2016. Was just announced. That's
December this year.
Yeah, but it's been December every year.
Right.
Except for they've usually announced it by now. It's kind of late. It's December, 3rd and 4th? And instead of San Francisco this time, it is at the Anaheim Convention Center, where such conventions as BlizzCon, D23, and a bunch of other big conventions happen. It's December 3rd and 4th. 2 full days. Also, the Capcom Cup will take place there, 2016.
Ooh,
basically.
Interesting. Okay.
Big Street Fighter V tournament.
Nice.
250,000 in prizes.
Ooh.
Tickets are $60 for 2-day early bird, $75 for, I guess, show up. Saturday's $45, Sunday $40. These shows are really cool. They've been actually announcements from PSX every year. I don't know if there's going to be any major ones from this, but I was saying last time one came along that I wanted to go, and I actually looked into it because basically Anaheim Convention Center is like next to Disneyland. I would have a place to stay for this.
Right.
I just had to fly there, and I was looking at flights, and flights are just a little over $300.
Wow, that's not round trip. That's one way, right?
No, that's round trip.
Really?
I know.
Oh.
So I'm seriously considering to go this because I don't have to pay for hotel.
Wow.
If I go. So I'm seriously considering.
Dang.
But the thing is like, do I just go over the convention or do I tag a day on to go to Disneyland? Even though I was just in Disneyland, but Disneyland's so awesome.
Well, of course you tag a day to go to Disneyland. Duh.
No, I'm going to be sad if I don't go, right?
Well, obviously.
So, I don't know. I'm contemplating. It's a decent amount of money. I don't know if there's really going to be anything new there. Like, I played Horizon.
Yeah, we did.
There might be some surprises, but is it worth a $500, $600 weekend? I don't know. It's not like PAX. It's not 4 days of convention and tons of crazy shit happening at night. It's just a PlayStation convention, right?
Right.
I love to go, but
it's only essentially like the one. Is it the whole weekend, or is it kind of like the one
Saturday, Sunday?
Right. But there's just the one big announcement day, right? And the rest of it is just stuff.
Yeah, it's just like PAX with all PlayStation games, basically.
Right. So just a bigger PAX. But by then, the VR stuff's going to be out as well.
Not a bigger PAX. Well, and that's the thing. Like, I'm going to have a PlayStation VR. I'm probably going to be an idiot and have a PlayStation 4 Pro. So that's what I mean. It's like, I don't go. They're going to announce something crazy if I go.
Did you already pre-order your PlayStation 4 Pro?
I have one pre-ordered, yeah. We'll get to that.
I was talking to my wife about it, and I might do the same. I'm such an idiot.
We'll get to that. I have a lot to say about that. Well, not a lot, but some information that...
I am noticing that.
Xbox Live Games with Gold for October were announced. Wow. This is a real stinker of a month. Sorry. Super Mega Baseball. I don't care. It's not for me. It could potentially be good. It looks like baseball with deformed players. Very cartoony. It might have good gameplay, because that's probably the only thing it has going for it, because it doesn't have no MLB license. I just don't
what's kind of a sort of a dirty secret of mine?
What?
Out of all the sports games, I actually enjoy playing baseball games. There's something about they're actually fun to play. Like,
yeah, they're
pitching
not bad.
is kind of cool, and like the batting is fun, and like I don't know, there's something about baseball games that I actually don't mind. I feel like it actually works out almost better to get put into a game than most like sports games. I don't know.
Yeah,
because you can kind of break the whole way the game plays into almost mini games, right?
Yeah.
You know, you got your, like, how you throw the ball, how you hit the ball, you know, you're running, your guys trying to catch the ball. Like, it's all kind of, you know, I don't know, you sort of create it into mini games and call it a day, so.
The Escapists, which is like a 16-bit or 8-bit kind of top-down prison break simulation game. I think it has been decently reviewed. I believe it came out end of last year. It's on PC. I don't know if it's on PS4, but these are the Xbox One titles, those two.
Right.
And then Reflex MX versus ATV, which is 360, and I Am Alive. Those are both decent games, but I just don't.
Due to backwards compatibility,
yeah,
they also come out for the Xbox One.
So I don't really care. I think that's a stinker of a month. And then PlayStation Plus games for October were announced. And yeah,
surprisingly good.
These are much better. Well, I don't know about the crap they shoveled out for PS3 and Vita. I'm just going to call it what it is. But Resident Evil Remake, the 20th anniversary HD remake, which is cool because Resident Evil is a classic. That's neat. And then Transformers Devastation.
Great free game.
So two big titles, not necessarily throwaway games. And Mad Riders
Transformers Devastation, not overly long, but a fun game.
No, it's a cool game. Mad Riders for PS3. From Dust PS3. Code Realized Guardian of Rebirth. What the hell? Must be Japanese. PlayStation Vita. And Actual Sunlight. Okay, there. I don't even know what the hell those ones are. There's a trailer in the link if you want to see. I think it gives you a little preview of those titles.
Mad Riders.
I can't scrub through this stupid video for some reason. Never mind. So we're not going to find out what those are, and who cares? But the other two games look good. So I say October goes to PlayStation.
I concur there. They've definitely done a better job this month, at least.
Send your checks payable to Geekoholics Anonymous. Our Sony money hats, because we're Sony fanboys.
Oh, obviously. Not like both of us don't own every console.
No, we're just making fun. Do you like making fun that we're Sony fanboys?
What?
Xbox wireless controller support comes to Samsung Gear VR.
This makes me very excited, except that I don't know how the hell this is going to work, because I don't believe either one of my Xbox One controllers has Bluetooth support built in. Is
that only the new
controllers that have Bluetooth? Or
I don't know. I never actually read the friggin' story. I just saw that and was like, "Sweet! Now you can get a good controller with the Gear VR." Because most of the other controllers that work with cell phones suck butt.
Yeah. I think the one that you have is pretty good.
The new Xbox wireless controller,
right?
So it must have to do because that one does.
Because that one has Bluetooth,
which you're right.
Which is super annoying because I own two Xbox One controllers. And I don't really want to buy another one.
Supported phones: Galaxy S7, Galaxy S7 Edge, Note 5, S6 Edge, S6 Edge. Yeah. Bluetooth. That's actually kind of cool. Well, it looks like obviously the Gear only works with Samsung stuff, but that's pretty sweet because we could use an Xbox controller with our phones potentially.
I know, that would be great.
So there, that solves that problem people are having. Speaking of Oculus,
oh man,
no, we're not getting that. We're not there yet. We're getting there. Oculus touch controllers reportedly cost more than expected. There was a store ad that went up in a game, which is like the EB Games in the UK.
Right.
A customer took a photo of it and posted it, I want to say, on Reddit or somewhere else.
Wow.
£189.
That's insane.
So I did the conversion on me and Jude's Missing podcast.
Right.
I was like $240 something, which basically makes the Oculus with their controllers the same as the Vive.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
To be fair, I mean, luckily for us, unluckily for the Brits, usually our like the price that stuff comes out at over here is virtually the same as theirs minus the conversion. Like, so if you look at if you go online and you look at what the PlayStation 4 costs in Europe or for them, it's pretty much the same in pounds. They kind of get screwed. So this very well could be, $189 American.
Yeah,
that's still a lot of money.
Realistically, it's going to be $200.
Yeah, which, I mean, $100 a controller. I'm assuming they're a pack of two. I don't,
you can't.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they're not just selling you one. Although maybe they will sell you one down the road, but at least initially they'll come in packs of two.
So it's the same price. It's basically the same price as the Vive.
Pretty much, yeah. So that's what it looks like.
I don't know. I think I was hoping for $100, and I think that was maybe shooting for the moon. I don't have an Oculus, so it doesn't really affect me. But that really probably going to have effect with the next story. Oculus founder Paul Merlucky is found out for funding a Trump shitposting group online.
This was the most insane story to me. I read this and I honestly thought to myself, like, if you're Paul Merlucky, what the hell are you thinking?
Well, here's a couple things. Before we get to that, he basically is posting under an account on Reddit, I want to say it was.
Yeah. An anonymous account, not under his own or
saying
whatever. Right?
That he was telling people to back this group. They're called shit posters. Nimble America is a group that does shit posting, bad memes, racist memes, internet meme lol joke shit trying to go viral. But most of it's really bad. Some of it's like Nazi-ish, and it's like a hate group, essentially. The bottom line is...
And they're currently all pro-Trump. Like, that's the whole thing, is they're shit-posting Hillary and everything else, and like...
It's a pro-Trump hate group. And he contributed $10,000 to their cause. And he wrote under a different account on Reddit talking about this and yada yada, and had like I'm a rich white man attitude of his post. And yeah, basically, I'm a rich piece of shit, and this is what I don't know. It's pretty bad, especially when you run a big $2 billion Facebook run company to contribute to a hate group. Like, it's not good. And, you know, you were saying why and how he did this. Well, I don't think he's a billionaire because he didn't get all the money, but he's a very rich person. And
he's actually a billionaire.
He's only...
Because Oculus wasn't his first rodeo, right?
He's only 24 years old. No, Oculus is where he's made all his money. He has $700 million. Is what
so he's a near billionaire.
He's a near billionaire.
Fair enough.
He's also only 24 years old. So that explains why probably he doesn't have the best judgment in the world. But hey, you're entitled to support the party you want and so forth. You can see a post of this online, and the guy who figured out that it was him confirmed it with him, and he admitted it. Now he's kind of denying it.
Well, he's not denying that he did that. What he's doing now is he's denying that he's a Trump supporter, and he claims that he instead votes to Planned Libertarian. He said he contributed $10,000 to Nimble America because he's, quote, committed to the principles of fair play and equal treatment, end quote. And though the organization had fresh ideas on how to communicate with young voters, he also said he did not write the infamous Nimble Rich Man Reddit post, contrary to what the Daily Beast news editor claims Lucky said in an email. So it's interesting because there's a big email that the guy from Reddit posted, and he's claiming that Palmer Luckey emailed him this, and he's saying, make America great again with your meme magic, and I don't know how much that's true, but either way, I think this is a real shit thing to do. I think that if he was truly libertarian, I think that he would have given $10,000 to have both party members, sort of put egg on their face, if you will. Just the fact that he only was supporting essentially one party member sort of tells me that you're clearly he's essentially voting for it with his wallet. He's essentially saying like, yes, put egg on one of these party members' faces. And then when he gets caught for it, he goes out and he says like, oh, no, I'm actually going to vote libertarian and I just think this is funny or whatever.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
Nimble Rich Man is his Reddit thing that he confirmed to the Daily Beast, which he has now deleted that account.
Yeah.
But his bio on Nimble America's site under Nimble Rich Man, near billionaire, staunch supporter of the common sense conservative movement, co-founder with a couple people, third silent partner, yada yada, and personally vetted Nimble Rich Man and the nonprofit Nimble America he helped create. So,
right.
Apparently he's the vice president of this group as well. So, bottom line.
Needless to say, there's been some huge fallout from this.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple developers
have
distanced themselves big time.
Fans are upset that they've supported Oculus to get this far, that this piece of shit is super rich and doing this stuff. It's one thing to like Trump. You're entitled to your own opinion. But to actually give money to people that just spread hate, that's the issue here.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the issue. He can like Trump all he likes. He could contribute all his money to Trump's campaign and no one's going to care. They're just going to go like, wow, what an idiot. But the fact that you gave money to a hate group, that's the issue here. And that's why some companies are like, whoa, we don't want to be associated with Oculus. And then his apology was shit. And then even Oculus's or Facebook's, they didn't do an apology. Apparently they came up with his apology, which is quite lackluster. Me personally, you're a young fucking idiot with a lot of money. Probably not a smooth move. I'm not going to be surprised with all this fallout that maybe he's going to be asked to leave the company.
Yeah, it would surprise me.
There's already enough drama around him with the lawsuit of him stealing the tech to begin with, and I feel like this might just be like the nail in the casket for him, because his role has also been downplayed in the company quite a bit since Facebook bought it. He is still I'm pretty sure keyword is going to be a face of Oculus, and yeah, it's cool. Palmer Luckey, this young guy, came up with this stuff, right? And that was a neat thing to taunt in the early days, but with this growing sector, I don't think they need the drama, and I don't think they really need a tool like him around. So I'm going to be pretty...
Why keep him at the helm when you can have somebody that's...
I don't think he's really
not a
doing
PR
much.
nightmare.
I don't think he's really doing much anymore besides just being a figurehead there because he founded the company, but...
Right.
I'm not going to be surprised with all the negative fallout from this. I'll be surprised if he's still around in a little while. I'd be very surprised. I don't think Facebook really wants to associate themselves with someone like this, and or let someone be involved in such a big like this is a tentpole. Like VR is a tentpole for them, right?
Oh, absolutely. They're betting hard on
colossal fuck up, and the kind of thing that really rich people do. They do really dumb shit, and then they feel like, I didn't fucking do anything. So
this reeks of somebody who got caught and is pretending to feel bad about it.
Yeah.
And the media is just like, oh, really? You feel bad about it? Like, yeah. I'm
not really affected because I don't have an Oculus, and I don't really... I don't care.
I think it's a shitty thing to do. And
it is really shitty. He should have known better. Like if it was me or you and a private billionaire or near billionaire, you could do whatever the fuck you want. But he should have known better.
Oh, absolutely.
And the arrogance, even if even as a private person, the arrogance about it, just because you have the money and you can, like $10,000 is nothing. Like this. Then you're also just insulting people on another level. $10,000 is a lot of money to the average person who doesn't steal technology from another company and bankroll it on Kickstarter and magically get bought by Facebook.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things people are mad above and beyond that, and then to do something stupid like this, it's like, you know what? Fuck you, buddy. I've never met him. I have no idea what he's really like in person, but whatever.
Yeah, very disappointing to me, and I was
idiot.
Yeah, I mean, good on some of these companies for distancing themselves from stupidity like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that's it for news, unless you feel like talking about something we may or may not have missed.
No, I think that's good, man. I've got not too much. I mean, like I said, I've been away, partying it up on the beach in a penthouse. So
yeah,
can't really complain.
You're just a little out of the loop.
A little bit.
On the Missing podcast, so let's move into our free-for-all. In our Missing podcast, I talked about how I made the mistake and ordered a 4K TV.
Okay.
So...
did you take it back? Was that the mistake, or was the mistake that you kept it? No, the mistake
is just that I bought a freaking...
So you replaced the TV in your office with the 4K one?
Yes. So, Vizio has a new line of 4K HDR TVs.
Right.
It's not their bottom of the line. It's not their top of the line. It's just their middle of the road, the M55.
Okay.
It's a SmartCast Ultra HDR 55-inch 4K TV, 120 hertz. Basically has built-in Google Chrome or Chromecast Dolby Vision HDR, compatible with HDR10 as well, which is the other big standard because I did some research because, after the PlayStation 4 Pro thing and all this stuff and me not having any luck with buying a computer monitor, I was like, oh man, I want to get a TV, I think. So Costco happened to have these because these weren't available in Canada until just recently. Like, you know what? Costco's got a really good return policy. Check it out. If I don't like it, I'll take it back, and they won't give me grief.
Fair enough.
It came today. It took like a week and a half to arrive.
All right.
It's a beautiful TV. It has a tiny bezel. It's literally all screen.
Nice. That's like my TV. It's great.
It's been nicely reviewed. So the cool thing about this TV is not the cool thing, besides it being 4K and HDR, it also comes with a 6-inch Android tablet, which is the remote.
Nice.
It comes with a dummy remote, like for idiots, with a power button and a volume and channel and up and down. But the main functionality is all accessed through the tablet. Like
interesting,
adjusting your picture, and all the other stuff, advanced functionality. And it's basically just a dedicated device. Since it's an Android tablet, you can install anything you want on it. And because the Chromecast or SmartCast, as they call it, is built in, you can just cast right into it.
Right.
Google Cast built in, which is kind of neat. So you can send stuff from your phone, from the tablet. Obviously, I don't have any 4K content. I haven't had a chance to play any 4K content.
Okay. Did you get the 4K box from your provider?
I have a 4K box, yeah.
Okay. Is there currently no...
There's one channel. I don't have it hooked up to my TV.
Okay.
And I don't think I can get 4K where I live, unfortunately, because where I live sucks butt, and I think I've complained about it before. But I should be able to do 4K Netflix, which I haven't had a chance to play around with. But I did play some Destiny before we sat down to record the show. And this is just 1080p upscaled to the 4K because it does upscaling and all that nonsense.
Right.
Man, I did not know how bad my old TV looked. I always felt that like 4K or my PS4 and Xbox, they looked good, but I'm like, man, when I play PC, my PC blows away those consoles.
Right.
I think I might have been a little bit of my TV actually kind of sucking.
Really?
Yeah. Because playing Destiny, it's crystal clear. It's super sharp. Like the reticle on my gun when I'm aiming down sight, I feel like I'm playing a PC game because it's so clear. And the textures and everything just looks, I don't know, it looks like I kind of almost feel like I was on standard def going to HD.
Really? That much of a difference, eh?
Yeah, like my other TV was pretty old. It's an earlier generation LCD. It was 1080, right. It was 1080p, a 47-inch, but a giant freaking bezel. It's very thick TV. This one's like pretty thin. It's not OLED thin, but it's pretty thin.
Right.
Like I said, there's literally no bezel. The sound is way better than my other TV, which is
that's good.
Very impressive. I'm impressed with just playing 1080p on my freaking PS4, not Pro. It looks really good.
So now you're excited for the PlayStation 4 Pro.
I could only imagine that 4K is going to look even better, let alone HDR. So I'm going to track down some 4K content. And yeah, I'm going to get a PS4 Pro. And now I'm kind of contemplating getting an Xbox One S.
Really?
Because it upscales everything to 4K. So I did not know that.
Wait. The Xbox One S does?
Yeah, it upscales the games to 4K.
No.
Yes, it does. No. I know.
Really?
Yeah. Go look at Polygon and look at the comparison where they do a breakdown of the Xbox One S and the Slim. And
really?
Under the functionality, it upscales. It has an upscaler. So obviously it's not making them look, but it's still just rendered at whatever Xbox One native resolution is.
Right.
Sub 1080 or 1080. And it upscales it. But it upscales and it does 4K Blu-ray. And anyway, I'm contemplating getting one of those. I don't know. I might not, but I screwed up. I didn't screw up. I was in the middle of bath time. Do you remember our friend at Wario64?
Yep.
On Twitter. Actually, me and Jude talked about it, I think, the episode before.
Okay.
This guy posts like amazing price errors and deals and so forth on the internet.
Yeah.
And he posted one for Target on Sunday while I was giving bath time to the baby. Basically, if you bought an Xbox, and this was Target.com, but it was such a good deal, it would have been worth me buying it, sending it to my friend in the US, and then getting him to ship it to me.
Really?
Basically, right now there's a promotion with Xbox One S. If you buy an Xbox One in the US, I don't know about Canada, that you get a free game.
Okay.
So if you went to Target, you could add any game as a free game.
Wow.
So the trick was you bought an Xbox One S and you bought the Rock Band bundle for $200 and something.
Oh, jeez.
Which you got for free, and you checked out. And then after you checked out, you went back, modified your order, deleted the game, and it gave you the full credit for the $250 that that game's worth towards the Xbox One. So essentially, you'd get an Xbox One S for like $100 and something.
Wow.
So even US with exchange, that would have been worth it.
That's crazy.
So, but I was in baby bath time. So by the time I got there, you couldn't do that bundle anymore. You could, there was other like bundles, but then it was like, okay, now it's like $300. It's like, I'm not saving. But like for $150 US, I was literally getting it for half price. It would have cost me $200, $225 to get it here, Canadian, after exchange.
Right.
Which I could just sell my Xbox One and essentially get the free upgrade. So I was like, God damn it, I was so mad I missed out on that.
That's a crazy deal. That would have been amazing.
So I'm kind of contemplating getting an Xbox One S, but I got to figure out how I can do this. I could probably get rid of my one for, I'll probably have to do it at a cost, but at this point, I'm going to get a PlayStation 4 Pro. I bought the TV as an experiment because, you know, I didn't buy a Vive and I didn't buy an Oculus.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? I've had no luck with PC monitors. I think 4K and HDR is kind of getting there now. Like this thing was $1,200, which is not a lot of money. Like it's not a lot of money at all for a 55-inch 4K TV.
No, that's surprisingly good for a 4K TV now.
My friend has, he has an 85-inch 4K HDR TV.
Wow.
You could buy a small car for what he paid for that thing.
Whew. Not only that, but I'm sure what he paid for it when he bought it versus what it's worth now is not even funny.
He just bought it now, so it was still really expensive. Not to mention, in his bedroom, he's got a 55-inch OLED 4K TV.
Wow.
Which is beautiful. Oh my, the thing has no bezel. It has no bezel. Literally, it's wrapped with like a metal frame, and then it's all screen.
Worries me with the OLED, though, is what the longevity of that screen is going to be like.
It's gorgeous.
Because that's always been the big issue with OLED, right? Is the longevity of the OLED panel.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's
the half-life on the colors and the brightness of those pixels is brutal.
So, yeah. I just got it. It's early phases. I immediately noticed a difference in quality just on 1080p. I haven't even seen what 4K looks. It can only go up from here for the price, and obviously from Costco with the crazy return policies there.
Right.
I feel like if you're on the fence of getting a TV, my wife thought, she's like, oh, it's a nice TV. I'm like, yeah, you should get one for the living room because there's a line in our TV in the living room, and one day it's going to be more than a line. And she's like, I need it. I need a laptop more than I need a TV. She's like, oh, it's a nice TV. And I think it's pretty sweet size. I think 60-inch or 65 would be too big for my office, so it's just the perfect size. I'm just so impressed. I was really like, I'm going to get this thing. I'm like, I'm not going to like it. I'm going to take it back. And I'm like, I don't want to get rid of it. I want to keep it. And I haven't even played with the color. Like I'm on just a standard game mode
Oh, okay. So you haven't even gone in and actually messed with it yet.
I haven't even tweaked it to where it's a little dark. But man, the blacks are so nice on this thing. Oh my God. I don't notice any bleed. Like when it's on the black Destiny screen, it's black. On my old TV, nice. On my old TV is freaking like white gray.
Right.
The Destiny, when you're loading your character, it just has that little thing in the corner and it's like basically a black picture.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like the panel's off, but it's got that loading thing in the corner. I'm like, that is pretty impressive.
Wow.
I gotta find sweet. What I gotta do is I gotta see if I can find any PS4 HDR. Because they added HDR to the PS4, but it's like, what? Did they add it to any games? Like, is there some info anywhere? I have no idea.
I feel like there was a list of some stuff as to like which games had it, and currently like that list is real small right now, though.
I'm doing
so I don't know
it up right now. So yeah, for those wondering, it's the Vizio M55 HDR 4K TV.
Wow.
There's the P series, which is $400 more for the same size. I didn't really feel like there was any crazy features on that series that really justified spending more money. And another reason I got the 55-inch, because the 50 was the exact same price. It was on sale on Costco, like $200 off. So that's where it was $1,200.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I know.
It's a good deal.
Like, what? Yeah, so I got a 4K TV. I'm an idiot. Especially considering how much complaining I'd done lately.
Well, it sounds like you are liking it, and it's been a good buy. So
I'm pretty happy with my initial impressions. That's for sure.
So, I mean, it sounds like it was a better course of action over your stupid monitor that you kept, having issues with.
$17.99. So it's 240 hertz on the P series.
Right. Oh, okay. So it's technically double the refresh rate.
So it probably has some ridiculous like frame doubling and nonsense. It's probably not even really 240 hertz.
Right.
So there might be that's the big thing at the top of the screen. Oh, it's got 5 HDMI. It's got 1 extra HDMI.
I mean, ultimately, like, do you really need...
After 60, theoretically, it's kind of pointless because I don't see a lot of 4K content pushing over 120 frames a second.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm initially happy. Let's see. Will any PS4 games support HDR? I guess I could figure this out on my own time. With that, I'm going to say we got a show, my friend. A little shorter. Maybe you guys can hit us up with questions. I'll probably try to remember to throw out a line for some questions next week.
I'll now that I'm back from Hawaii, I've got, I'll be playing some games and whatnot and getting back into the swing of things here.
Get into some Destiny.
I have some... I won't spill the beans yet. Some somewhat exciting news, though, so we'll see. I will save it till next week when I get an opportunity to take a look at it.
Okay.
Play with it.
Oh, you got something cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there you go.
That's a sneaky tease. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at RickF, no K, RICF.
As usual, you can hit me up on Twitter at Dayne Cody, at DAYNECODY.
Make sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Geekoholics. Instagram at Geekoholics. Share us. Rate us on iTunes. And until next week, I'm going to say we're out. And obviously, thanks for listening. We love you. Have a great week.
See you next week.
Peace.